The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
It's Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
And it's Friday.
I created a monster, cause nobody wants to see Marshall no more. They want shady, I'm chopped liver. Well, if you want shady, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of weed mixed with some hard liquor, some vodka that'll jumpstart my heart quicker than a shock when I get shocked at the hospital by the doctor when I'm not cooperating. When I'm rocking the table while he's operating. Hey! You waited this long to stop debating, cause I'm back, I'm on the brag and ovulating. I know that you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's heart problem's complicating. So the FCC won't let me be, or let me be me, so let me see. They try to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me.
Okay, let's go. It's Friday, and we're going to get you 4 hours closer to the weekend. And a lot of people checking it right now, like they work second shift, third shift, and they get off right now, and some of their weekend started. So bravo. Congratulations.
Oh,
Starting it right now.
must be glorious.
Oh, so good with the sun coming up. It's beautiful outside. Yeah. Well, however you're with us. 312-591-8300. That's how you check in with us no matter what's on your mind. We have a lot today to get into. Casey, okay back there?
I'm doing okay, Brian. How are you?
I'm pretty good. Pretty good. Kenzie, how you feeling?
Oh, good.
Yeah.
No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's National Donut Day. Everybody should have a smile on their face.
That's right.
It's donut day.
And, of course, go to Dunkin'. They got a lot of deals going on. To get your donuts. We got some donuts on the way from Dunkin'
I
coming.
know.
4 minutes away. Everybody tracking my Uber Eats, and it's 4 minutes away.
Is it already 4 minutes away?
Yeah, that's what we do in the big city. You want Dunkin' Donuts at 6 in the morning, you get Dunkin' Donuts
That
at 6 in the
was
morning.
zippy.
Yep.
You just ordered that.
Well, I tip them big, too.
Oh, yeah, big spender.
Well, okay, let's go. Let's break that down. How much did the order cost just for the donuts?
Well, funny you ask, because Brian had a special order that costed more.
So okay, let's just recap here what happened here just a few moments ago.
This is why we can't have anything nice. This is exactly why.
Case wanted to do a nice thing and buy a half dozen donuts for me and Kenzie, and I guess him too. I guess he's gonna eat some.
Yeah, I'm going to plan on it.
And he goes, so what do you want? And first off, Kenzie got a donut, but also got a special breakfast she added on. So it wasn't just me.
Well,
What'd you add on? Egg white?
Because I'm on a very strict diet, and I'm like, well, I got to get like something healthy. Can I order something healthy? And Case is like, well, I'm getting a dozen donuts, and I'm like, right. But if I can just add it on, I'll sell you. But let me just throw my little healthy scoop of greeny greens on there, and so that is not in his recent search history. I had to find that. I had to go deep diving.
What'd you add on?
A green goddess breakfast wrap.
Ooh, what is in that?
It's like it's healthy, just like spinach, feta cheese, tomatoes, like things like that.
Are there eggs in there?
I don't know. I know that it's I'm allowed to eat it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's an add-on right there.
So that was $7.
Ooh, okay. So Case was planning on probably the half dozen. Probably was $7.
A half dozen donuts on the app is $11.
Okay.
That's what I
so
had in
mine
mind.
is like a steal.
Sure.
No, because mine was cheaper, but I did have an add-on. I said I want a coffee roll, which then took in 5 minutes of ripping from Kenzie and Case about how I don't like coffee. I go, you don't understand. A coffee roll doesn't taste like coffee.
He's a pain in the ass about coffee all the time. And then
Coffee doesn't mean coffee.
Yeah. And
then you need a coffee roll.
Now, I didn't know this because I go in Dunkin' and I'll get like a dozen, and I just add on the coffee roll, and I don't know it costs more than the other dozen.
It does.
So it costs $3. It's an add-on for that.
Are they massive or something?
They're a little bigger.
Yeah.
And I guess that's it. And it's also full. There's no hole in it. It's a.
There's no hole in this donut.
Yeah, technically it's not a donut. It's kind of like a
roll?
a cinnamon roll, like kind of thingy, coffee roll.
Yeah.
I guess people that drink coffee dunk them in their coffee, maybe.
Oh, Dunkin'.
Yeah. Exactly.
sense.
Exactly.
But you didn't get coffee because you don't drink coffee.
I don't drink coffee.
Yeah, so you just dunk it in what? Your mouth?
My Coke Zero. I dunk them in my Coke Zero and lick the Coke Zero off the coffee roll.
delicious.
Oh, it's so good.
So the half dozen donuts were $11.
Uh-huh.
Kenzie's sandwich was $7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brian's coffee roll is an additional $3. That takes the total to $20.94, and then you add on a $3 service fee and other fees, and then I tipped them $5 for a grand total for a dozen donuts and a sandwich. It cost me $30 to get it here.
Case is like, well, I'll just do this for a few dollars.
Okay, so I'm going to do a night to give everybody a $1 donut each. It's going to be great. And now for the weekend, he's $30 light.
You know when you think, like, you could just do something little and make everybody's day better. Like, I'm just going to spend a few dollars and I'm going to bring some joy. And now we can't afford to go to a concert tonight.
That's a shame. I want to give a little plug, though, because Duncan's deal today is if you buy a coffee or some other beverage, you purchase a drink, you get one classic donut for free.
So not a coffee roll. Listen,
No,
Brian.
because that's an extra add-on. But that includes like a glazed, a chocolate frosted, the jelly. So those are free if you get a drink at Dunkin' today for National Donut Day.
We should have added a drink to all that. And then we could have gotten
It would all been free if you got a drink.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
All right, here we go. Props to Dunkin'. We just started our donut day. Case got us some Dunkin'. Well, he got us donuts, and then he got extra donut for me because I wanted the coffee roll with a little add-on there, and then Kenzie got some extra breakfast. So we got paid today, but Case...
Okay, I didn't get extra breakfast. I got healthy breakfast. You're making it sound like I'm a lard ass, and I'm like, well, that's not enough donuts.
Okay.
I needed to order something healthy.
That was extra.
Because unlike you, I stick to my diet when I'm on it.
I'm not on one,
But you, even when you were.
but I still won that contest.
Okay, that's different. Because you starved yourself for one day. It's a totally different conversation.
Hey, when I got to win, I'm very competitive.
There you go.
So, also reminding you, when you go to Dunkin' today, you purchase a drink and you get one classic donut for free. How about that for your Dunkin'? But, man, they got here in like a minute. And so thank you, Case. Appreciate the coffee roll. Thanks for the extra money on that.
No problem. I'm sharing the love today. Sharing the love. Can we talk to our crew member, Dakota, real quick? We want to spread the love with her, too.
Oh, Dakota, what's going on? Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Thank you, guys. All right. So what's going on? So I had 19 teeth extracted 2 days ago.
What?
And now, yes, indeed. So I'm kind of pondering it. But I am now in full dentures.
Oh,
Full
wow.
dentures. How do they feel?
So right now, it went much better than I thought it would and has. Sleeping was more difficult, only because it's kind of rubbing up on part of my gum. But other than that, I can speak pretty okay.
I was going to say, you sound so normal for your entire, mouth getting totaled. You know?
Basically, thank you. I
You're
appreciate
welcome.
that because I can't tell.
Now, do you have like the really like headlight bright teeth now, like celebrities and band people have now?
Yes and no. So I made sure that they, as some people said, make sure you don't get horse teeth. And I'm like, I will make sure of it. So I don't have that. But they do look like a full set of just good normal teeth. So I'm very pleased. I'm very happy with them.
Good. That's amazing. You want to give a shout out to the place that did it for you?
Yes, Aspen Dental, and I couldn't recommend them more because they are so kind and they listen, if you have an issue, they will take care of you. They listen to your concerns. They know that I am sensitive because of my multiple sclerosis, so they're very kind, very gentle. They take their time, and they are just A+. So I recommend them 10 out of 10.
Wow.
Those pearly whites, girl. Look at you.
Yeah. So I'm excited. So thank you, guys.
Did they have any coffee rolls over there in the waiting room?
You know what? No, they don't.
They probably
You
can.
did
No,
an
they don't.
entire coffee roll.
Dakota, we love you and glad it's going good.
Thank you so much. You guys have a fantastic Friday, and please enjoy those donuts for me because I don't think I can get around to that. So thank you.
we
You
are.
blend one of yours up, you know.
Thank you, Dakota. Take care, girl.
Thanks. You too.
Recover well. I'm going to enjoy this coffee roll. It's already half gone. Coming up, a fact that makes your brain go. With Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Okay, time for this fact that makes your brain go. Now, companies, and especially what Kenzie was talking about, going back to work has caused a couple different issues. This kind of relates to that, but it still involves hybrid workers. Some companies are paying $3,000 a day to consultants to help workers be able to do something that they all should know how to do. I think everybody listening feels like they know how to do it. But I do have some sympathy a little bit that I'll explain when I give you this fact. And this is going to sound ridiculous when I say this. It's talk on the phone. They're paying consultants $3,000 a day to teach people to talk on the phone. Now let me explain why this issue is. As during the pandemic, obviously we all got used to doing Zooms and Teams and whatever. What was the other one? There was Zoom and there was Skype. But there's another newer one that was not Zoom.
Skype was like, Teams is like the work
Skype's been around forever.
Skype was like old news. I know they were so pissed. They've been waiting for this to happen. A pandemic. They're like, you should have invested in us. And then Zoom out of nowhere just comes in. They did them dirty. They really did Skype dirty.
Skype's been around for like 20 years almost.
I remember because when I used to use chat roulette, then you'd share each other's Skype names if you wanted to keep talking.
Did you meet a lot of nice men on chat roulette?
I swear to God, I actually met two guys who both live in Chicago, and I didn't at the time. And to this day, we're still friends. I went to their weddings.
All right.
And we met on chat roulette. Well, shout out to Brian and Irvin in Chicago, probably listening right now.
Sup. To your point, when the pandemic started, right before it, I'm looking at Zoom stock. It was $60 a share.
Yeah.
And in the height of the pandemic, it was nearly $500 a share.
Yeah.
So if you had Zoom stock, you could have probably cashed out and made a fortune.
And if you're smart, you'd be like, obviously the pandemic is going to be the most it's ever used, so let me actually cash out now.
Well, now their stock's back to 60 pre-pandemic levels.
Yeah.
So, and what it is Wall Street Journal did a report on this, that people are, going back to work, but there's a big Zoom fatigue anyway. Even people that are working from home, I'm just tired of getting on Zoom. It's just enough. So they're actually... More companies are saying, we're just going to call you, do work calls on the phone.
Yeah.
And that's causing...
what do you do on Zoom? You hit mute and you don't turn your camera on. It's like, why aren't we just calling each other?
But that's not related to this situation because you're right, people do that, or they just kind of get numb to it. It's in the background. But a call, you have to be more engaged, and it's causing people... And I'm not just going to rip on younger people here, but there's people that only grew up in a Zoom environment, and then all of a sudden they have to talk on the phone without seeing the person, and it's causing anxiety. Like one 26-year-old worker said in this story... that I have to listen to music to pump herself up before she gets on the phone because not seeing people gives her anxiety.
What do you think she listens to?
Probably Helmet.
Yeah, Unsung.
Yeah. I picture a metal playlist on that one. Picturing something hard and fast. She says, if I can't see their facial expressions, I'm fearful that I might say the wrong thing or they'll take something the wrong way and I won't be able to tell without seeing their face.
But everyone... takes their camera off anyways. I haven't seen anyone's face on Zoom in years.
Yeah, but there's majority of people at a Zoom call that I see still have their camera on. Like you turn it on and off, you gotta go to the
Not
bathroom.
me.
Really? I don't know.
You should not go to the bathroom on Zoom. You could leave the room and leave your laptop, but you shouldn't bring it with you. And now I'm never going to Zoom with you again. Ever. I refuse.
Well, here's what I get on this. Because I have, since the baby's been born, Harper, for the last year and a half, we FaceTime everybody now because they want to see the baby.
All the time.
Gotta see the baby.
I cannot remember the last phone call I got onto. I can't remember it. It's either FaceTime or I'm going to text you. I'm not going to talk to you on the phone.
See, my parents always want to see the baby also. I'm experiencing this, so it's a lot of FaceTime. But, like, my dad will be driving and my mom FaceTimes me in the car, and she just doesn't understand that she doesn't have Wi-Fi, so it's the worst conversation ever. I'm like, Mom, just wait till you get home to FaceTime. You can't FaceTime me in the car. It's just not going to go well.
I just thought I'd never FaceTimed Case, but I have called him twice in 5.5 years. I think we've maybe 2 phone calls.
I have to call Case often. How many times have I called you, Case?
A lot. You almost called me this morning.
I know, like I'm downstairs. I forgot my key card.
I think, you know what? That's the last phone call I got onto when you had some kind of accident and you talked on the phone instead of FaceTiming.
Yeah.
That's it. But I mean,
I gotta call people a lot.
I will say I've called Case twice when something was going wrong.
And never been good news. I get a phone call from Brian. I put my shoes on before I answer the phone because I know I'm needed at the office.
And when you get a phone call from me, you just roll over. You're like, not again.
If Case gets a phone call from me, he grabs his zombie apocalypse hockey bag with a shotgun and beer in it and water and canned goods.
Do you remember the phone calls you made to Case? Like what they were?
They were something going really wrong at the station, but I didn't know. So I still am the king of small talk. So I eased into it. Case is obviously having a reliving.
Your building's on fire, but you're like trying to ease into it.
I pick up the phone and Case goes, hello, because he knows it's very serious if I called. And then I go, so you see the Bulls game last night? That was pretty nice. Okay. Oh, okay. Now, Do you have access to the computer at work?
Yeah. So what he'll do is he'll transition. He'll go from small talk, and then he'll go, so we got a bit of a problem, and here's what's going on, and I need you to fix it. And it's been every time he's called me, it's never to hang out. It's never to come over and listen to Bob Seger on his porch and drink a few cold ones.
Not at all.
It's always just there's a problem, and I need you immediately.
Yes, he needs to solve it like right now when I call. It can't be waited on for 10 minutes. And so, but I still kill it with about 10 seconds of small talk before I get there.
So I've called him before because I'm like, hey, do you remember like 4 months ago when that person called in and talked about a really good restaurant? Do you think, even though I have no idea what date that was, do you think you could like find that audio? Because I would love to eat there. Like, those are my phone calls.
But he probably has the same anxiety when you call, and then you lead in with that.
Yeah, he's like, God.
What's going on with Kenzie? All right. So these companies now out there, including in Chicago, are hiring consultants now to teach people how to do work calls, how to talk on the phone. And there's a woman named...
I would just love to see the class. I want to know what that's like.
Well, there's a woman, we can try to get her on. Her name's Mary Jane Copps. She calls herself the phone lady.
Wait, her name's Mary Jane Kopp?
Copps.
Oh.
C-O-P-P-S. And she calls herself the phone
You
lady.
need help, you call the cops.
She charges $3,000 a day to teach people how to use the phone. And she says that one of the number one questions she gets from people in this situation, how do I end a phone call?
Oh, that's tough.
Listen, this is now a job. Like, she's probably getting paid amazing money to be like,
$3,000 a day.
This is the button that turns the phone on. This is incredible.
But here's the issue. I kind of get it. I understand this as somebody that's not 26 years old because she's lived in a Zoom world her whole life, and then somebody always just goes like, okay, guys, we're going to wrap it up. Everybody have a great day. We'll talk Tuesday at this time. Where a phone call one-on-one or someone, you're kind of like, so what else is going on? I'm sorry.
I'm a closer, baby. Out.
Well, my
Sometimes
dad...
they're in the middle of presenting. I'm like, all right, well, that's fine. I think I gathered everything.
My dad used to just hang up. He never said goodbye.
I love your dad.
Yeah, he's a great guy.
Him and I are so in sync, you know? It would have been amazing.
Your dad used to just hang up?
Yeah.
Walk me through that. What are you saying to him when you hear the click?
So I'd be saying something like, so mom's okay, right? And then it would just be like... That was it.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Well, if you've been here since the beginning of the show, I just want to publicly thank Case, the producer, for getting us a half dozen donuts from Dunkin' this morning. Our people Dunkin'. And today, if you get a drink of any sort there, you get a free regular donut. The classic donut, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
Classic donut. Now, Case's experience when buying donuts for us turned into $30 because of extras that were added on, plus a nice tip for the delivery driver on DoorDash.
And I don't want to turn into Stewie Griffin in the episode of Family Guy where he beats Brian up and constantly ask him, hey, where's my money? Both you and Kenzie do owe me money. Haven't seen a lot of people reach for the wallet this morning.
So I took that as a gift, by the way, what you had.
Okay, but you told me you would cover it.
Oh, I don't remember that. But thanks. You know what? I got next. How about that?
Oh, sure.
I got next.
Yeah. When do you think that's going to be? Next National Donut Day?
Yeah, a year from now.
A year from now.
Sounds good.
Everybody put a reminder in your phone right now that a year from today, Brian owes me a donut.
Oh, well, a half dozen. And some add-ons even.
And some add-ons.
So let's see
Because
what
I want a Pepsi.
Here's Brian Regan, the comedian, on donuts.
I don't eat well. I like buying donuts. I feel bad for the donut ladies because people can't make up their mind in these places. Okay. Okay, I'm going to start with... But the donut ladies have one.
Oh, man, so good. Go to Dunkin' today. And here's Go Curtis with your headlines.
This is not headline news. Metal thieves started stealing fire hydrants in Los Angeles. Police have nothing to go on, and now neither do dogs. Bill Gates is writing a memoir. He'll describe his journey balancing the world's best business with the world's worst haircut. New York City unveiled recycling containers for pizza boxes. That way you'll have a clean sidewalk to land on after being randomly punched. And spiders use their webs as microphones to spy around them. To put it another way, webs are to spiders what TikTok is to China. This is not headline news.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.